quite close to them now, but like I remember he showed me the like I think it was like
You're very welcome to the National Aquatic Centre here in Dublin for day one of three.
Yeah, he's kind of like this is why I do it. Like
A lot of swimming to bring you over the next couple of days.
weekend away from the wife.
What have we got today? We're going to start with the prelims for the 200 backstroke. And we move into, actually that is a day 3 schedule for me. Let's go with the real schedule I have in front of me. Heat 1 of 5 in the 50 metres backstroke. That includes Shane Ryan, who doesn't have actually a qualifying time, but we know he's the Irish champion, so that's the first heat of 5 we're going to bring you. Also going to bring you the 50 metres backstroke for women. We've got 4 heats of that. Then we move on to the 100 metres breaststroke, 4 heats of that as well. 100 breaststroke for women I should say, 4 heats as well. Then we move on to the 100 metres freestyle, the blue ribbon really for men. That's event 5. Plenty of interest in that obviously with 7 competing. That's 7 the heats I should say competing. We're moving on then to the 100 freestyle for women, so blue ribbon back to back, heat 4 heats of that. Event 7 is the 200 metres butterfly, 4 heats as well, as we do with the women, but they've got 3 heats of that. Then event 9 is the 100 IM. Of course, you can only do a 100 IM in a 25 metre pool. Of course, we're short course today, so 7 heats of that. Then we move on to the 100 metres individual medley for women, 6 heats, and then a whole series of relays. So busy program this morning. Indy and David joined me this morning for the first of these heats. How's things been, guys? Indy McGlynn and David Thompson, who will be with me for the next couple of days. David, what are you expecting this week?
Yeah, looking forward to it, John. Looking forward to seeing how the swimmers sort of taper up for the short course, finish off the short course season, and really prep them for long course next year.
There's a lot of swimmers involved here. There's a good lot of people here on the bank as well, which is great to see, and also up in the spectator area. Daniel Whiffen is probably a big name now in India in terms of Irish swimming. We've been looking at the likes, obviously Mona McSherry's not here, but Shane Ryan down the years, Brendan Hyland, even Ellen Walsh, is great to see her back after a long hiatus from the sport. But a lot of attention on Daniel Whiffen here. He swam the 6th fastest time ever in the 1500 metres at the Scottish Short Course Championship last week. So I suppose the focus is moving to the Loughborough swimmer now, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. So we've got Daniel Whiffen coming into the 800 today, but his swim in the 1500 coming in from Short Course National, swimming a 14:14. So I think breaking his own record by about 14 seconds. Absolutely incredible swim. So he's clearly on form. So it should be an interesting race. I know he's leading the pack by a good 40 seconds. But I don't think that matters to him. I'd say he'll just swim his own race, and we should expect some good times for him this weekend.
Yeah, I can't see anybody getting anywhere close to him. I mean,
No.
he's pushing down towards that 14-minute mark, which is absolutely incredible when you think that down the years the 15-minute barrier was, David, a long time before that was broken.
Yeah, it was. Sure, I remember me and India were talking about it there. Andrew Megan trying to break 15 minutes years ago, and now we've got someone going 14:14. It's astounding.
Okay, here's the first heat. This is the 50 backstroke for men, and we have an Olympian out in lane number 9. We're going to use all 10 lengths of the pool, and 2 lengths, 50 back. Paul Trisher, New Ross, David Powell, Portmarnock, 2 Portmarnock swimmers together. Claire Morris, Luke Woolley, and Pitcher Cooper, Ray O'Shea, Owen Ryan, Patrick Bowie, Senan Harvey, Barry McClements, and Shane Ryan. Does not have an entry time, but we expect that he's going to probably be close, if not the fastest swimmer after these heats. Just the 2 lengths of the pool then. First heat on the Irish Winter Championships. Barry McClements, the Paralympian, closest to the screen, up at the top. That's not unexpected. Shane Ryan goes off like an absolute bullet up in lane 9. Long underwater kick as well. Two-time Olympian. And he finishes now in 26.59. I'd say must be nice for the likes of the 16, 17-year-olds to be swimming against an Olympian in the first heat on the first morning of Irish Winter Nationals.
Yeah, Shane there going chilling there, 26.5, just getting into the final nice and easy. Barry McClements beside him, the Commonwealth medalist from Birmingham there in the summer. 31.51 for him.
Don't quite have our timing systems working just yet, but we will keep you in touch with the times. That Brian is way ahead of everybody else, so we should ease him in. On to heat 2. Again, 10 swimmers involved in this. Shane has had his problems, India, in terms of injuries over the last while, so hopefully he's put that behind him now.
Absolutely, but as you can see there, he took that swim nice and easy there, so yeah, hopefully he'll be rested coming in now to the finals if he can keep that going throughout the heats. But it's very technical in short course, but you can see his underwater work. He's absolutely incredible when it comes just to getting out in front of the pack.
Heat 2 then, 50 back, again 10 swimmers. Fastest on entry time is the Lisburn swimmer, Dylan Rizesti. He's in 4. That's a good start from Adrian Wong from Trojan, the 16-year-old. Took a long underwater glide and came up first. Lane 7, Adrian Gerst of Hamilton Aquatics in Dubai. And he's taken it in 27.03. That's a good swim. 27.03. Compare that to Shane Ryan's time in the opening heat. 26.59.
He's happy with that one there. He splashed the water. Underwater is so important on the 50 backstroke short course. You know, you've got to stay under. You've got to be fast. So as we get through the heats now to some of the faster guys, you know, you'll begin to see them really pushing it out to the 15-meter mark.
Absolutely, it's down to those small things. You're underwater, your first breakout and that first stroke. As you can see, those people that are coming in first in the race, they're sitting really high up on the water. So really good underwater catches and keeping the body position nice and high in the water.
Short shaft 50, so we're moving into heat 3. 50 backstroke. Again, all 10 lanes being used. As we progressively go through these heats, the faster they will be. Shane Ryan's fastest time so far, 26.59. Barry Winston, lane 4 for Aer Lingus, the 17-year-old, fastest on entry time. You can get the best of starts. Not a lot of room for making mistakes in a 50. James Woolley of Claire Morris and lane 8. Looks like he's got the call. 27.65. 27.65. The Irish record is 22.76. It just shows how easy Shane Ryan was going this morning. I mentioned that again. He's had a lot of shoulder problems. In fact, at the World Championships, he couldn't swim the backstroke. So it's good to see him back competing in his favourite event now. Obviously the 100 is his favourite event, but it's good to see him back because he had a problem with the rotation of the arm. He could swim freestyle, but he couldn't swim backstroke.
Yeah. No, he's world class 50-meter backstroke, short course and long course. So it'll be great to see him later on tonight, push it a bit more. Like you said, 4 seconds slower than his best.
Heat 4 of 5. Missing lane 1. Ali Alzamel of Nova Centurion has a 25.69 to his, which is his best time, one of the juniors. He turns at the top of the pool now, second place. John Short, nice still head, picks a spot on the ceiling and dives to the wall in a 25.34. That's fastest time so far. That's respectable. He took it out hard in that heat.
Yeah, his rate was really, really high. It was a real step up there, you know, really still head position. You know, he really, really pushed the rate coming down the second length there, so that's the fastest yet by a long way.
Absolutely, yeah. His stroke rate was nice and high, but you can still see that power coming from his underwater stroke. So yeah, really good time from him there, from John Short.
And heat 5 then on for opening event. 50 meters backstroke for men before we move it on to the women. We've got 3 sessions today. We've got those 800s, as we mentioned. It's a kind of a mid-session swim for the men and women, and then we got the finals, first set of finals this evening. And over 500 swimmers are competing here at the NAC of these Winter Nationals, which used to be the Irish Short Course Championships. World Championships are on currently in Australia. The heats this morning, the finals are currently ongoing. Swim Ireland didn't send any swimmers to the World Championships, preferring to concentrate on this, their home meet. And obviously Daniel Whiffen concentrating on the Scottish Championship. So here we go in heat 5. Adam Barnes from Ards in lane 4, his fastest on entry. That's a long underwater glide between lane 8, Nicholas Rutherford from Hamilton, and lane 5, David O'Loughlin from Tala. Rutherford gets it in 25.25. Object of the exercise, obviously, to get out of the heats in the morning.
Absolutely, it was an amazing swim there from lane 8 actually, because it was actually lane 5 that came up about a body length ahead in that first 25, but it can clearly show how technical this 50 back roll can be, because on that second length, because lane 8 Nicholas Rutherford took that underwater a little bit further, he won the heat quite clearly there.
You can't see it on your screen, but we've got some of the fastest times coming through of these swimmers. Shane Ryan will obviously advance to swim this evening, along with the likes of Adrian Wong and Harry Winston already through. Great to see some visiting swimmers here as well. Ali Al-Jamil, and good time there for Rutherford out in lane 8 at 25.25. Just the 3 swimmers in this, the first heat of 4 for the women's 50 meters backstroke. Brady, Search and Brady. 2 15-year-olds and a 16-year-old. Antonia Sesh of Sunday's Well Swimming Club in Cork, the 15-year-old. Leads at the halfway mark and by some considerable distance as well. We step ladder swimming means, on terms of your entry time, you go into various heats, the slowest being the first heat, and then we get progressively quicker. But that was a very good swim, 31.29. In fact, that's a new PB for Antonia Sesh.
Absolutely, I'm sure she'll be happy with that. It was a great swim from her, very good head position, body position throughout that race.
Dervla Brady, Limavady. She's entered on a 60 points, so she'll be well pleased. In fact, she's taken 10 seconds off her PB.
It's a nice way to start.
Yeah, it's probably our first major meet as well too. Heat 2 of 4 coming up. We have just the 8 swimmers in this one, lanes 9 and 10 not being used. Adriana Kazimierziak of Galway, the 18-year-old, has a 30.99 entry time. Pretty much all on the line together as they hit the 25-meter mark. Lane 5 is Laura Killen from Dolphin, the 19-year-old.
Really good still head position there.
Lane 1, yes, lane 1's gone well.
30.60 for Laura Killen. Great swim, I think that's a PB, just outside her PB. Oh no, it is a PB.
It is PB, yeah. 0.4. Great to be getting personal best in a heat session as well, so they're looking good if they can make a final to get that second swim in as well.
Danielle Hill holds the Irish record at 26.74. Olympian and European swimmer. We have the superstar name in lane number 2 here. Bethany Firth did swim for Ireland at one stage. Now for the UK, 26 years of age, Olympian, world champion. 50 backstroke for her. Swims at a lot of the Irish meets, although she has declared for Great Britain Paralympian some time ago. This is heat 3 of 4 in the 50 meters backstroke for women, event number 2.
Great swim there from Maria Godden, really, really good on the underwaters there.
Great finish. 28.43 from Maria Godden. Cora Rooney coming in second, 28.93.
Yeah, Maria Godden 28.43, fastest so far in our 3 heats. 20-year-old from Kilkenny.
It's a great advantage in there, isn't there? Going in the last heat, you can sort of see what time you have to do to sort of progress to the final.
Absolutely, yeah. So we've really just jumped the time there. So we've gone from 30s to right down to 28.5s. So it'll be interesting to see now what we get in the final heat of this event.
I've got a couple of visiting swimmers here as well from the city of Leeds. Kildis Hodgson, who goes in 5. A Maltese swimmer as well out in lane number 9. Victoria Baldaracci, 16 years of age. Bumped into a few of the Maltese swimmers actually as I was coming in today. It's good to see the Swim Ireland have invited some of the juniors to compete in the Irish Championships. So this is the last heat then of the women's 50-meter backstroke. 2 lengths of the pool.
Got Jenna McDougall from UCD in lane 4. She's the fastest entry into this 50 back. She's been looking strong all year, so it'll be nice to see what time she gets.
Fastest time so far in the previous heat, 28.43.
Great underwater from her there as well.
4.3 and 5.
Oh.
Yeah, good. It's Colbert gets it in the end, 28.43. McDougall in second place, and then Hodgson in third.
They only just pulled away there at the end, just holding the water really, really well. That last 10-15 meters so important on a 50 to not decelerate, or decelerate as little as possible.
Lars Colbert. We'll get through easy enough on that 30 point, but 28.43 in Heat 3 was our fastest time. We're going to move it on to a new event now, having completed the 50 back. We're on to the 100 meters breaststroke. Start with the men. We've got 4 heats, and there's your lineup. Four lengths of the pool then for the 100 meters breaststroke. For men, Joe Greaves in 1, Fitzpatrick in 2, Logan in 3, Davy 4, Cowgill in 5, 14-year-old Cathal O'Brien goes in 6, and Ricky Fain of Dolphin, 15 years of age, is in lane number 7. You would see normally during the summer periods the whole of the 50-meter pool being used, but this is the short course season, or the 25-meter pool version of that, and they're hitting the 50-meter mark now in the first heat of the 100 meters breaststroke.
Yeah, 100-meter breaststroke, short course, all about how quick can you get around the walls, how good are your underwater pullouts. Lane 4.
Absolutely, we saw some
Thomas Davy.
great distance per stroke there from lane 1, lane 4 and lane 5. Lane 1 is slightly pulling away, but the stroke rate from lane 4 and lane 5 is definitely starting to pick up.
The one thing with breaststroke is to keep the stroke long as you possibly can. If you start pulling it up short, you can start spinning in the water. That's not the greatest of finishes, but Thomas Davy in a 69.49 takes heat 1.
Yeah, he probably lost about 0.3, 0.4 in that short finish there. We want to try and finish on a full stroke, so he'll be looking to correct that if he can get through.
Still a decent PB for him though this morning, so if he can crack that finish, if he gets a final swim, yeah, he'd be laughing.
On to heat 2 then. Here's your lineup. All 10 lanes again being used this morning. The advantage of having a 0 and a 9, it means we can put an extra 2 swimmers in and just speed things up. In fairness to Swim Ireland and also the volunteers here as well, it's run metronomically. Hughes in 0, Regest in 1, Black in 2, Partridge 3 from Plymouth, John Mulhall, Moyo, Lennon, McGinley, Leggett and Morris across the pool. Good variation of age too. Regest is 19. Youngest is Stanley Partridge from Plymouth. He's in lane 3, he's 15 years of age.
Should be a good heat. There's only about 2 seconds between all 10 swimmers' personal bests. So it looks like they're all sticking with each other for this turning at this first 50.
John Mulhall, lane 4, great pop to his stroke. See how he just drives through each pull out. There's purpose to each stroke. That's why he's pulling away here.
Nice high body action, 25 to go for our leader.
Again, like you said earlier, David, he's really attacking the walls, so as soon as he's hitting the wall, he's straight back off again, getting straight into that streamline. There's no stall at all.
That's the part of the race that hurts. Last 25 metres, keep that long. Try and spot the wall. That's a better finish. Now you saw in the previous heat,
106.55.
Yeah, the finish wasn't great, but that was better.
For John Mulhall.
Great PB there from John Mulhall from Trojan Swimming Club.
Here's your results. Mulhall, Moyo and Partridge, visiting swimmer, will advance with that time. On to our third penultimate heat of this, the 100 metres breaststroke for men. And we have an Olympian in Dara Green in lane number 4. 27 years of age now. Was some speculation that Dara might call it a day after the Olympics. But is back swimming at the European Championships earlier on this year, so obviously he's intended to keep it going. And he goes in lane 4. Carey in 0, then Maguire, Cox, O'Connor. Green goes in 4. Andrew Moore, Matthew Hand, Adam Manley, Angus Cook, Keane George, 16 years of age. Real contrast in age, this one from 27. Andrew Moore from Galway, as well as no youngster, he's 24 years of age.
Great start from Andy Moore, actually about half a body length ahead on that first 25, but Dara Green, his underwaters are like no other, to be honest, so he's catching up now at the 50-metre mark.
Yeah, nice to stand up at the blocks in the first morning of an Irish Winter Championships and swim alongside a couple of Olympians. We had Shane Ryan earlier on, and now Dara Green.
Absolutely, Dara Green just coming back from Flagstaff in Arizona doing his altitude training, so it'll be interesting to see how that's going to stand to him this weekend.
He's been kept honest by Andrew Moore. Well, he wins in the end, and first time we've seen a sub 60-second swim there. Good swim. 59.91, winning time for Dara Green.
Great swim there, great swim, just getting the job done. Great swim from Andrew Moore there as well. You know, I haven't seen him do the 100 breaststroke too often. That's a great swim, 60.4.
Yeah, good PB there from Andy Moore. He looked really strong, looked really good distance per stroke, powerful under the water as well. Kind of matching there with Dara Green, so it'll be an interesting final to see, especially if the two of them are beside each other again.
That was a good time this morning. He'll be well pleased with that, below the minute mark. Alex Murphy holds the Irish record at 57 points, so it's a good statement on the opening morning. Here's the real threat to Green. He goes in lane 4. Owen Corby. Cardwell in 0, then Anthony Maher from Sligo. Benji Cummings, Feenan and Corby in 4. Watch out for him. Berryman in 5. Korzianski of Nova Centurion goes in lane number 6. Then Ben Nogden, Curley and Oyanda Nichols of Nova Centurion out of lane number 9. 4 lengths of the pool, but Corby is the real stylist in this event.
Real short arm pull for Owen Corby there. And you watch him surface here. But the arms don't move too much and he drives through with the hands. Similar to kind of an Adam Peaty almost kind of stroke. Minimizing drag.
But you can see that distance per stroke. He's getting down the pool in around 7 or 8 strokes, so really, really powerful under the water as well, even with that short pull.
But he looks great.
He does, he looks really good. He's won that by a body length.
A lot more there.
There was a lot more there. Slightly slower, 60.51, but eased through to the finish. He's a great tactician.
Great stroke. Berryman and coming in second there, 62.0, so be a great final tonight.
Absolutely, those top 3 swimmers, there's only about 0.5 separating the 3 of them, so it'll be an interesting final.
There's our fastest swimmer, Andrew Moore in second. But Green is the fastest time at 59.91. No rest for the wicket here. We moved on to the women's equivalent, the 100 metres breaststroke. Again, 4 heats. Let's look at the qualifiers then from the breaststroke. Dara, Andrew Moore, Owen Corby. And we have a Paralympic champion in this, our opening heat. Out in lane 8, Ellen Keane. says Nicole Turner out in 0, but I can't see her, so she's not competing. But Ellen certainly is. You can see her there, the black suit, white cap at the top of your picture. Irish Paralympic 100 breaststroke champion.
Great reaction time there from lane 7. Hannah McMaster.
4 lengths of the pool. Connell, Ballanty, Lynch, Allende from Trojan. She's just 14 years of age. Martinez de Sanvitz from Longford, then Lexi Dunn, McMaster and Keane. Lane 7's gone off fast. Hannah McMaster from Ards. Lexi Dunn is alongside her. She's only 13 years of age. Under 17, you're a junior. Above that, you're senior.
Just holding that stroke really, really well. This is the tough part now, coming into the last wall. Keep it long.
Yeah, you'll start to see some swimmers as they start to get tired, that stroke rate starts to pick up, but like John said earlier, it's an advantage to you to try and keep your stroke as long as possible, try and keep that stroke nice and powerful under the water. So we can see that here from Hannah in lane 7. She's really bombing it now into the wall.
McMaster wins in a 1:16.76. Lexi Dunn up to take second.
Yeah.
On 16.7 for Hannah McMaster, great PB. Lexi Dunn coming in second. 1:17.4.
There's your lineup then for the next heat. Heat 2 of 4 in these prelims. Cara Maher in lane 4. See some Terry Muir, the 16-year-old, has got the fastest entry time. In fact, it's joint with Ava McNamara on a 1:15.77, 1:16 from the previous heat. Heat 2 of 4. Good start down nearest to camera for our swimmer in lane number 1, Louise Hartnett. It's pretty much together at the end of the first 25. Just watch out for the middle lanes because that's the way they're seeded. You get the fastest swimmers in the central lane, you get this arrowhead kind of finish. Those who can come up from the outside lanes, usually known as the outside smokers.
Pretty equal pack so far though. They're pretty much in that straight line heading all the way down the pool, so it'll be interesting to see now in the last 25 who's going to take it.
Looks like Olivia Miskelly, and in lane 8 has got the lead with 25 meters to go in this heat 2.
Yeah, that last underwater there was brilliant from her. She's nearly a half body length ahead now just from that last pull.
Lane 6 is coming alongside her, Philippa Hickman from Nova Centurion, 14 years of age, but it is Miskelly who wins in a 1:14.88, just over 2 seconds quicker than heat 1.
Brilliant PB from her there as well, so she's gone from 1:17 right down to that 1:14, so excellent swim from Olivia.
Yeah, great swim. She's in a lot of PBs, early doors, which is fantastic. 1:14.8 the fastest here.
Here's the lineup for the next heat, heat 3.
Really jumping pace now. We've gone from 1:14s in the last heat right down to a 1:08 from Ciara Fletcher in lane 4. That's the PB going in.
Watch out for young Ellie McCartney as well. In lane number 5, the 17-year-old from Ards. And Ciara Fletcher in 4 is the fastest on entry time, as India mentioned, on a 1:08. 4 lengths of the pool, preliminaries this morning. This is the penultimate heat of the women's 100 meters breaststroke.
Yeah, I trained with Ellie McCartney for last year of my career in the National Centre in Ulster. Phenomenal worker. Works really, really hard. Came on leaps and bounds in the last year.
Sorry. Amazing start from her there as well. Literally only took her 5 strokes to get down that first length, so you can see that power that she already has.
Jade Cursa has the lead at the 50-meter mark. McCartney, though, starting to ease through in lane number 5. And lane 3, good battle with her too.
Can't pick between them here. Looks like lane 3.
Lane 2, 3, and 5. That's pretty close. McCartney didn't get the best of finishes there. So
Big step up in pace. 109.6 for Jade Cursa. Ellie McCartney 110.1. Big drop there in time.
There's your result. Ellie McCartney actually just pipped Gardner for that second spot. But this is all about moving into the next session of heats, and this is a pretty stacked final heat. Niamh Coyne, the Irish international, Molly Main likewise alongside each other, and Emer Doyle.
Got Ellen Walsh there in lane 7 as well. It'd be nice to see her swim for the first time, I think, since last December.
Yeah, Ellen Walsh you can see in lane number 7 over in Tennessee with Mona McSharry. And glandular fever missed the European Championships this year, sadly, but it's great to see her back. See what kind of form she's in.
It's a stacked final heat here, as John said. You expect the fastest times to come from this last heat here.
Great start there from Molly Main, actually. She's good half a body length ahead of everyone. Really good strong pull under the water. You can see that drive coming from her as well.
Well, the leader goes through at the 50-meter mark. Just trying to keep an eye on Walsh, because that's obviously a big return for Walsh, who's swimming in our main event.
Molly Main looking great. Everything moving forwards. Minimal drag.
If Ellen can hold on to that 4th place, she might nab that place in the final as well.
It looks like she's moved into 3rd now. Well, up ahead. No surprise to see Niamh Coyne. And
great swim.
Molly Main taking it, and Ellen Walsh takes 3rd. It's good to see her back in the water, though. It really is. I mean, it's been a difficult year for her, hasn't it?
Yeah, when you take that long out of the water, India, you'll know.
Absolutely,
that first race is just tough, isn't it?
That first race coming back, sure, even getting a 2 or 3 week break coming back from something like that, trying to feel the water, trying to get the gauge of the water again is difficult enough. So for having the amount of time that Ellen's come back, that's an incredible swim from her.
66.26 for Molly Main. It's a massive PB.
Walsh is 5th overall in the standings, so she'll get a second swim. She'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm excited for the final night tonight. It'll be a great race.
Walsh's first race since last December, so she'll be glad to actually have got in the water and advanced to that second swim this evening in the finals. So on to another event now, and this is the men's blue ribbon event, the 100 freestyle. Everybody wants to win this one, so we got 7 heats. Greaves, Griffin, Mullen, Hansberger, Walker, Sean O'Connor from Ennis, Dominic French and Sligo, Fionn Byrne, Ashley Weaver, 4 lengths in the pool, freestyle.
Yeah, 3, great rhythm to a stroke. Coming into the turn. On the freestyle, it's all about setting up your rhythm in that first length and just carrying it through. If you can carry momentum off this last wall, really, really helps down the last length. So different to long course swimming.
Shane Ryan has the Irish record of 46.68. Won't get near that. Good outside smoke swim from lane number 8, but it's lane 3 that takes the win in a 54.69. Ashley Weaver, that's a good swim from the Longford swimmer, 55.31. He was on the outside lane.
Yeah, like David said, short course swimming in a 100 front crawl is a lot different to that long course swimming. So finding that rhythm from the start and keeping that leg beat up and really attacking the walls is where you're going to see the people coming in nice and fast.
Something you have to remember about short course swimming is actually because you got the bounce off the wall, it's actually faster in times than you would do in a 50-meter pool. Anyway, move on to heat 2. Michael O'Driscoll, Jamie Finn, you can see on your screen there. Ollie Brennan, and Newman, Leggett, Rizinchenko, Power, Lou, Ryan McGinley, and David Powell from Portmarnock. All junior swimmers.
False start there in lane 2, maybe, I think.
Are you calling it?
I think so, yeah. I think so. He's got reactions like a cat, if not.
That's the one thing about swimming, there's no recall. You'll see it in athletics when they false start, they call them back and they might give them a yellow card, maybe then a red. But swimming, once you hit the water, you have to swim on, and the disqualification, if it happens, we're not saying there's going to be one here, but if it happens, you will be DQ'd after the race.
Really close heat here. Notice the leg kick, whoever has the biggest leg kick coming in, lane 6. On a freestyle, it's all about legs.
Jamie Flynn is in the mix here. But it's Luca Power who wins it. 54.92.
Good PB from him there. On the 100 front crawl, about half a second.
Yeah, disqualified. Lane 2. Ollie Brennan.
Yeah, you called it. Ollie Brennan. You can see bottom of your screen there. DQ'd. Left the blocks early. There is sensor pads in the blocks, so gives the judges the indication if you've gone early.
He'd have known too, unfortunately. During the whole swim, he would have known.
He's cursing himself in the pool.
Worst thing in the world.
Still having to race, knowing at the end of it they're going to haul you out. As we progressively go through these prelims as well, we get faster and faster. Seeded heats, we're coming through now onto heat 3 of 7. Harvey Bugler, Morgan, Daly from Hamilton, Elliot Sibley from Nova Centurion, Killian O'Loughlin from the local Cool Mine Club, Matthew Hamilton, Aidan Nichols from Nova Centurion, and Shaw and McCarthy from New Ross out in lane 9. 4 lengths of the pool, the men's 100 freestyle heat 3.
It's interesting, you notice different breathing patterns of different swimmers. Some like to breathe every 2, some every 4. You know, it's all about maintaining your oxygen in a 100 freestyle, especially coming into that last length, trying to stay underwater.
Yeah, again, like you said before, it is very different with the short course because you do have those extra couple of turns under the water. It really takes your breath away, trying to hold your breath and as much distance off the walls. So trying to find that breathing pattern from the offset is quite important on a 100 front crawl.
A long way to come for Daniel Delphi from the Hamilton Aquatics Club in Dubai, but he has the lead in the orange cap, you can see, in lane number 3. 2 above him. Lane 5, Elliot Sibley from Nova. He takes second place. And a 52.80. 52.80 for our visiting swimmer.
Stepping up now, 52.8. We'll be getting into the sub-50s very soon.
Should hopefully see some sub 50-second swimmers later on, but we're on to 4 now of 7. Here's your lineup. Sebastian Chilcott, another of the Hamilton Aquatics from Dubai, is the fastest entry of 52.25. He goes in 4. He's got the Banbridge swimmer beside him, and Finley J. Wright.
Great turn, lane 6. Ben Riddle, fantastic speed. Watch the rotation here again.
Well, as you get progressively through these heats, you can see that they're all pretty much in a line together because of similar entry times. Ethan Thompson from Hamilton, the orange cap, top of your picture, has the lead at the 50-meter mark and again at the 75.
Yeah, bring in the legs. Yeah, he looks good.
That's a good shot, that one, along the pool as the swimmers hit the wall and then immediately turn down to the large screen at the right-hand side of the pool just to get an indication of their time. Athletics meets, you will qualify and maybe win the 1, 2, 3, maybe then as the fastest loser, but swimming, it's all about time. So that's what they'll be anxious to find out as soon as they hit the wall, as they emerge from the pool, and we move it on to heat 5. Four visiting Maltese swimmers in this one. And they've all been separated by Sam Winston from Aer Lingus in lane number 4. Away they go then in lane number 0. It's Cox, then Tebbit, Galea, Waring of Malta, Winston, I mentioned him already, from Aer Lingus, then Davis of Malta, another Maltese swimmer alongside him, Elu Sullivan, Kingston of Nova Centurion, Fitzmaurice, and then John Short, the 15-year-old from Bluefin, out in lane number 9 as they hit the 50-meter mark.
Yeah, Sam Winston out first, 23.81 to his feet. Really long stroke, long wingspan.
Yeah, he's using that to his advantage. You can see with other swimmers, they stay under the water for a little bit longer off their turns, but Sam's straight up and he's getting straight back into that stroke.
He's a big unit, Sam Winston. He's starting to fail or fall backwards just a little bit, and actually out in lane 9, John Short from nowhere. The outside smoker wins it, 51.19.
You'd love to see that.
Winston died of that last 25.
Yeah, legs, he went out like a train, paid for it. It's a good way to swim it. It's how I used to swim it. It's also the most painful way to swim it.
51 point, good swim from John Short. That's a PB for him. Plus the fact that the satisfaction is knowing that nobody saw him. All the concentration normally on the centre lanes, but when they have the outside smoker winning, it's a smile of satisfaction for John Short and a 51 point.
You don't see it too often, the outside smoker.
No, you do not. That makes them even more special.
Should get a few sub-50s here.
Yeah, should be. Evan Bailey is a sub-50 swimmer, as is Robbie Powell. Robbie Powell swam in the European Championships in Rome earlier this year. Rutherford, Leggett, Saba, Walsh, Hussey, then Bailey and Powell together. Jack Hassan in 6. Cody Dunyan of Ards, don't dismiss him. He's well capable of going sub-50. Conor Fitzgerald and Simon Malia of Malta in lane number 9. We're missing lane 1 Leggett not swimming this.
Lane 7, Cody Dunyan, a great young Irish sprinting prospect, taking it out. It's very close here, India.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't really call it at the moment. Like you were saying before, Evan Bailey really looking strong on that 1 and 2 breathing stroke. He looks really natural on the water, really relaxed, taking it in home now.
Evan Bailey, good back half of the race for him. And a 49.34. We were promising you sub 50 swims, and we got the first one.
0.04 PB. Small wins, we always take them.
Saba also under 50 seconds. Robbie will be slightly disappointed with that swim outside the 50-second mark for him as we move it on to our 7th and final heat in this, the men's 100 metres freestyle.
Callum Bain, lane 4, one of the greatest starters Ireland's ever had to 15 metres. So notice him taking this out real quick. Tom Fannin too, 50-metre specialist.
Yeah, all 10 swimmers involved in this, the final heat. Spiteri, Sutton, Morgan, Saranac from Limerick, then Bain, Tom Fannin,
Tom Fannin like a train.
Yeah, that first 25 was absolutely incredible there from Tom Fannin.
Springer in 7, then Fionn McKeever, and Tom Page out lane 9.
Tom Fannin was going for a 50 freestyle there. But Callum got a bit of a ride off him.
What you saw there was the swimmer's not interested in the 100. It was just a 50 split he was looking at there. And a 21.91 slammed into the wall. I was wondering what he was doing, but he's just going to glide through for the rest of the race now.
Close.
As we watch the 1, 2, 3 come through, Saranac wins it 48.45. Good time for Saranac. Bain in second place. Fannin just got into the water to do the 50.
Absolutely, I was wondering what was coming from Fannin there, because that straight arm stroke, it's not really something that many people can keep up for the 4 lengths. So seeing him slam into the wall on that first 50, incredible swim though for a 50.
That's a new PB for Saranac, and by some considerable distance as well. He's just inside the 50 as an entry time, but do a 48 in the morning swim. That's a good swim.
Really talented swimmer, Mark Saranac. He won a medal at the Commonwealth Games in 2018 for Scotland in the 400 medley.
He's not exactly a young fella either. He's 27 years of age now.
You know, to have a 4800 free short course and also be a 400 medley long course. Some are really versatile. Callum will be raging he got beat.
Yeah, he had a chance for revenge though in the final. So that's the 7 prelims done in the men's 100 metres freestyle. It is the women's next. Paralympic swimmer, or para swimmer in Shomer Brady in 1. And Prunty, Parkins, Gubbins, a couple of Nova Centurion swimmers at Loans. Naroa Saints goes in 5, then Clara Doherty, Amy Sheridan, and Dervla Brady. Missing lane 3, Perkins not swimming this. Gubbins has the fastest entry time, just inside the minute, 59.99, but obviously be hoping to break the minute mark in this, the first of our 4 heats in the women's 100 freestyle.
They have 4, Rose Gubbins. And Narora Sands in lane 5. Very close. Whoever can keep the legs going is going to take this one. Can't split them.
Well done. Both of them under the minute, so happy with that. Gubbins has knocked 0.33 of a second off her entry time, the 16-year-old, so Good swim from her. Saints though wins it in 59.48.
You guys like a tea or a coffee? Yeah, I don't coffee.
Great to get under the minute there. You always remember your first time getting under the minute. There are Sands at a 60.00 PB leading into this, so great to finally break that barrier.
Absolutely, there's no better feeling, especially when you are a front crawl swimmer. That's kind of the first, I guess, big milestone at a competition like this, is to break the 60-second barrier.
That's the result, and now here's a quick flash there of the swimmers in the next heat. Good to see the organiser got the priorities right here. The coffee's on the way. Long days for these particular championships. About 500 swimmers from 90 clubs involved here, both Irish and overseas. It's the first national championships really of the 2022-23 season. Here's your lineup. A good start from Rosalie Phelan out in lane number 8 from Cormorant. All of these swimmers well capable of going below the minute.
Absolutely, Rosalie looks really relaxed there. Stroke rate is nice and long.
Phelan has the halfway mark lead. White cap at the top of your pool. It's kind of a languid kind of style she has compared to those in the middle lanes. Can she hang on now from lane 8?
Great turn.
Now she's increased the stroke, gone to the legs as well. You can see her. About half a body length lead at lane number 8. 57.91. Good swim from the outside lane and a win for Rosalie Phelan. But as I mentioned, it's all about the times. It's great to win, but it's posting times which will advance you then to this evening's finals. Bailey second, and it was Alan third, I think, there.
That's how you finish 100 freestyle. It's the hardest thing to do. Increase the rate, increase the leg kick on that last length. But if you want to get better, you want to get faster, you've got to learn how to do that, so that was excellent there.
Yeah, great PB from Rosalie there as well. She smashed straight through that 58-second, went straight from 59 down to 57. So brilliant morning swim.
Yeah, we've got some class now coming through over the next two heats. First of those will be Victoria Catterson, the European swimmer, swam in Rome earlier this year. She goes in lane number 4. Grace Davidson alongside her will keep her honest. We're getting now to swimmers who can go below 55 seconds. Molly McLaurin, or sorry, not Molly McLaurin, but Ela McIntosh from Hamilton, not involved in this. She was scheduled to swim in lane number 2.
Yeah, again, very, very tight here. These girls will be just looking to get back for tonight. Victoria Catterson, very experienced international athlete now.
Naya from Hamilton just in the lead there. Again, nice long stroke rate from her. But now lane 4, Victoria Catterson is just taken over.
Second half of the race is what known as the back half. And she's just easing ahead now for the rest of the field. Breathing to her left-hand side. Well, may have been trailing at the 50, but certainly not at the end of the 100.
Very controlled.
Vicky Catterson wins 55.71, easing up.
Yeah, very controlled race from Vicky Catterson as well.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to do. Not too much emotion, not too much energy in the heats. Save it all for the final. That's exactly what Victoria did there.
Swimmers emerged from the pool from the penultimate heat of the women's 100 freestyle. We move on to the Irish record holder and the Olympian, Danielle Hill, going in 4 for Larne. Her Irish record stands at 53.81 seconds. I was set in this pool 3 years ago now. Very good Olympic Games for Danielle Hill. Not quite so good in the Europeans, but good to see her back starting the new season. She's in lane number 4, the Lawrence swimmer, 23 years of age now.
Danielle Hill holds the water so well. She just reaches the hand out in front and just catches so much water.
She leads to the 50. Just above her is Erin Reardon in lane number 5. It's a good battle between these two. Hill, you would think, would have enough India to bring it home in the last 25.
Absolutely, she looks really long and controlled though, and you can see from her breathing even, like it's so low and it's so sneaky. It just looks like she's really in control of this race.
Reardon's not giving up, you know. Hill glides in to take it in 55.16. Slightly faster than Vicky Catterson's time in the previous heat of 55.71. Hill will emerge from the heats as the fastest qualifier.
Yeah, again, only 0.5 separating the top 3 swimmers going into this final, so it should be an interesting race later on.
And we'll see a lot faster swims tonight. 55 the fastest, so we'll see down, hopefully, for Danielle, down around that 53 mark. She's set in 2019.
So we've had some 50 swims, and we went on to the 100. Now we're going to get progressively longer because we're on to the 200 meters butterfly for men. We've got 4 heats coming up. First heat will have 4 swimmers in it.
Great race, the 200 meter butterfly. It's not the most popular one. You'll never see many people. It's nice to see that we have 4
because
heats.
It hurts.
It does hurt. It's nice to see that we have 4 heats of it this morning in the men's. But yeah, things to look out for, I guess, here would be breathing rhythm, keeping their technique nice and strong, keeping their stroke nice and strong as well, and then just good pushes off the wall, taking as much distance as they can off each wall.
Well, it's 8 then to the pool then for the first heat of the men's 200 meters butterfly. 4 juniors involved here. Conor Lanigan in lane number 3. Then it's Lewis Gray of Banbridge. He goes in 4. Aaron Peng of Tala, just up the road, is in 5. And Cormac Farron from Bangor, the 15-year-old, he's in lane number 6. 8 then to the pool, as I mentioned. The 200 fly.
Yeah, 200 fly, all about oxygen management. You know, you don't want to gas yourself out too early, staying underwater too long. Lane 5, staying under there, Aaron Peng. It's all about rhythm, as India said. Keeping that rhythm going. It's a grueling event. So it's just all about smooth rhythm. I'm not feeling too taxed at this 100 meter mark.
A good contrast of styles there between Lanigan in lane 3 and Peng in 5. Peng using a lot more underwater, while Lanigan comes up a lot earlier. They're at the halfway mark then. Lanigan leads, Peng in 2nd place, and Lewis Gray in 3rd. Cormac Farron from Bangor down in 4th place.
Yeah, Peng in 5 taking a very Michael Phelps approach on this one, breathing every single stroke. So he is keeping that oxygen up. And then in lane 3, we've got breathing every 2, which is good for, again, keeping that rhythm, keeping that stroke throughout the race.
Did you race the 200 fly much, India, when you swam?
200 fly was my event, yeah, when I was growing up in ESB Swimming Club. Absolutely loved it. It's kind of one of those events that it's a love-hate relationship. It's absolutely grueling, but when you finish it and you know that you swam well, it's the best feeling in the world.
You think sort of for these guys and the girls coming, it's just sort of get through the heat for the 200 fly because it is so taxing?
Absolutely. I think probably the best way to swim a 200 fly in the morning is just like taking out the first 100 as relaxed as possible. So you're going fast, but you're keeping your body as relaxed as possible. That's going to try and ease up those muscle cramps coming into the second 100. And then the second 100, yeah, like you said earlier, it's just about keeping that rhythm. As soon as you start to break that rhythm, it's going to become a lot harder. It's a lot more taxing on the lungs. So yeah, just trying to stay as relaxed and as strong as possible.
Peng died in the second half of that race. You can see him slapping the boards at 25 minutes to go. And eventually he was overtaken by Lewis Gray, but Conor Lanigan won it. 2 minutes 19.88 for him, but Peng paid the price for the early bursts of energy there. Last 50 was hard for him.
You can see the grimaces as they come in and finish at the wall.
You make it sound so easy, India. It's anything but. The coffee's arrived.
I never raced a 200 fly in my career. Never.
I don't blame you.
Not once?
Never, not once, no.
You'll have to come out of retirement and go back and give it a go.
For charity, maybe.
Here's your lineup then for the second heat. Ten swimmers here. Brogan O'Hara. Then it's Megan Jones. Looking at the wrong sheet. Sorry, my apologies. That's Matthew Nakaveni in 0. Then Alex Barrett in 1. O'Loughlin Brophy in 2. Cormac Rinn. Then Ben Biggerstaff, only 14 years of age, from Lisburn. Adam Lynch, Donica McCarthy, Michael Keogh, Ollie Brennan, and Bryn Mawhinney, 14 years of age, from Lisburn Swimming Club, lane 4.
Cormac Rinn in lane 3 there. He looks like he's taking it out nice and relaxed. Really good, strong stroke right there, keeping his breathing rhythm the same. Great undulation from him at the back as well, so really using that leg kick to try and take some of the pressure off his arms.
1:01.9 for Cormac Rinn. Taking it out. India said looks really long, really smooth.
He looks good, doesn't he? I mean,
he looks great.
He's so far ahead at this stage. He's not going to be caught, you would think, but he's got a very good style, and obviously, India, this is your particular event. What do you think?
So yeah, as you can see, like that kind of chest drive and that undulation that's coming from the back, as long as you can keep that rhythm going as well, it's taking some of the pressure off the shoulders, it's taking some of the pressure off the arms. So really getting the core engaged, getting those legs working is key in a 200 fly. So he's doing that really well here. You can see that drive of the chest down as those arms come over, and then that strong one beat kick coming down at the back.
He's taking so many less strokes into it, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Like his distance per stroke here is incredible. Like on his first length, I think he was doing 5 strokes to get down. Now he's sticking around 8 or 9, and so he's staying quite consistent throughout the 200.
It's starting to hurt him now, you can see that. And Lynch is coming up above him, won't have enough to take the race, but contrast in the way they've swam that. Oh, that hurt. He was very low over the water actually when he hit the wall. Took it out strong, took it out hard, tried to hang on in the end, eventually took the race win.
Incredible PB from him there, so about 5-second drop off from his original time, so I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, great. So lane 5 celebrating there, love to see that. Because as you get older, the PBs don't come as often.
No.
So celebrate them while you can.
Just might have to change his style, really. He's going out hard and like that. It can hurt, and it also sometimes, instead of swimming your own race, you can get caught up with some of the competitors around you. But he took that out really, really hard. You could see he was paying the price in the last 25, but he took it home and eventually took a win and a big PB for him. This is the third heat of the men's 200 fly. Wright in 0. Mathers in 1. Ronan Coyne in 2. Brogan McAviney in 3. And Colligan in 4 from Lisburn. Charlie Eatwell, great name, from Ards. Adam Candle of Hamilton in Dubai. And Ben Moran, Alex McMullen, and Luke Gill, the 19-year-old from Nova Centurion, at the top of your picture in lane number 9.
Yeah, very close here. 200 fly is one of those. Unlike we've had the 50s, as John said, the 100s and now the 200s, you'll see much more of a spread, especially in this event as the race goes on. All looking good though.
Yeah, absolutely. Those kind of middle 4 lanes kind of swimming off each other. So I don't know if this is a race tactic. They're all kind of swimming the same pace. And one person's going to take it out now in the second 100.
Halfway mark. Charlie Eatwell has obviously been doing that. He leads 58.22.
Charlie Eatwell, another swimmer I swam with during the lockdown. Swims now with Curtis Coulter at Ard Swimming Club. Another phenomenal worker. He's been suffering with an illness recently, so it's great to see him out here taking this on.
Our fastest on entry time is alongside him in Adam Colgan. In fact, on entry time is about a second and a half quicker. He's starting to eat of the water now alongside Eatwell, if you excuse the pun. And Eatwell, who decided to take it out hard, is paying the price now with 25 to go.
Adam Colgan, obviously a lot taller, a lot longer arms.
You can see it's starting to hurt.
Great swim, great swim. 2:02.0 for Adam Colgan, that's fantastic.
Nothing wrong with that swim, I can tell you. Kept it nice and low in the water and spotted the board as well right at the very end. That's very important. Didn't need to take that extra turn of the arms. And he
Charlie
popped
well
to the PB
too, so can't imagine what they're thinking coming down that last length.
They're probably thinking, God, I have to do that again.
Let this be over.
Yeah. Please, wall, come to me.
Yeah.
Eatwell will be happy enough though. He's got a new PB for himself as well. Gone sub his 2:05 entry time. Here's our final heat then of the 200 butterfly.
Wonder if we'll see anybody pushing the 2-minute barrier. Maybe tonight.
Maybe. No Brendan Highland here. He's
Yeah, I think he's
has he officially announced his retirement?
I don't think so, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. He
Not
was
yet.
suggesting it in Rome,
Yeah,
and he went out to Australia, and
he's having a good time there.
he was, or is, missing a swimmer in lanes 2 and 6. Yeah, I don't want to preempt any retirement from Brendan Highland because I haven't heard from him. So this is his main event, 200 fly.
153, I think, his
153, yeah.
Yeah.
Record holder and
Irish
Olympian.
record.
Brendan Highland, he got his day in the sun in Tokyo. Hansen of Nova at the 50 split. And it's McClelland.
Quite a high stroke right there from Hansen from the first 50.
gonna say that.
Yeah, let's go and see if he can keep it up the 200.
I think most of these guys here will just be looking to get through. You know, the fields are split already and coming up to 100 meters. Especially these leaders will be just thinking, let's get through to the final tonight. Stroke rate drop there.
Past the halfway mark.
It's funny, flies one of those strokes, butterfly, where so many different types of technique, and
Oh, it's so individual.
you know, freestyle's very, you know, quite similar, whereas butterfly and breaststroke I always find are.
Absolutely. I was when I was doing 200 fly, I was the only person that used to breathe to the side, and everyone thought it was mad. So yeah, very individual stroke.
Do you breathe to the side?
Breathe to the side on fly, yeah.
Dennis Pankratoff introduced that, breathing to the sides.
Yeah.
Long time before you were born, probably, when Pankratoff was doing that. But it's the traditional way, or the more orthodox way, is to keep the chin just above the level of the water and look forward. Pankratoff used to turn his head to the side, as did you, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So just for me, I kind of found when I was breathing to the front, it was too much resistance. I was coming up too high in the water. So breathing to the side just kept me nice and low and kept my stroke like nice and long.
Hansen's going to win this.
Pretty impressive stroke rate throughout there. Like, didn't really falter.
2:04.95 the winning time. McClellan in second. And David O'Loughlin third is going to have to wait to see if he gets into the final later this evening.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll make it back there. Maybe 2:10, 2:11. Let's see what comes up here. Maybe slower, actually.
That's the result. Just had a quick view of the qualifiers. Didn't stay at the board for very long.
2:11.
2:11 made it back, yeah. Aaron Peng, we saw him earlier on, dying in the last 50, didn't make it. There's your top 10.
Lucky him. Let's do it again.
That's the men's done and dusted. Moving on to the women's, they've got 3 heats here.
Just 3 heats here, the women's, so not as many to beat to get into that final. How much sort of time, indeed, would you usually expect to drop from heats to finals on a 200 butterfly?
I guess it depends. Like, some people, like for myself, I actually used to find that at 200 fly I was a lot better going in fresher, so I used to, you know, go harder in my heat than I did my final. So kind of depends what the girls' race tactics are, but yeah, like you could expect to drop anywhere between, you know, 2 to 5 seconds depending on how easy they took out that first 200. I was definitely a culprit for coasting off people though in my 200 fly initially when I started. So I'd coast the first 150 and then try and bomb it for the last 50. So I guess I was a different swimmer then when I started to swim my own race.
It just shows the contrast of styles, isn't it, really, in the way you can swim a 200 fly. First heat then for the women. It's Downey of Templeogue, she's 13 years of age and 0. And McQuillan of Lisburn. Winterback of Titans. Victoria McLean in 3. Then Edgar Lyon, Sarah Keane, 13 years of age from Portmarnock in 6. Hannah Poynton of Trojan. And then Clara Doherty of Carrickfinn Swimming Club out in lane number 8.
Looks like lane number 7. Hannah Poynton taking this out. Quite a high head position when she breathes there.
Yeah, she does. What you kind of want to see on a fly stroke, particularly on a 200 fly, is that your head is back in the water before your arms pass your ears. So her stroke is actually quite unusual. So her arms are nearly coming in to touch the water before her head is back down into position. But it's working for her here in this heat.
She's keeping that rate up really well though. Yeah, big split in the field here.
Absolutely, but again, you can see that great undulation from her, so you can see that chest drive, you can see the hips coming up high, which is probably what's, I don't know, keeping her ahead of the pack here.
Doesn't seem to be tiring at all.
Well, we'll see in the last 50, she does. She's 14 years of age.
Yeah, David, we both know ourselves that that lactic wall can hit you at any point, so she's looking strong here. Let's see if she can keep it up.
Not much leg work on that, all in the arms. Small diminutive swimmer, Hannah Poynton from Trojan, has an entry time of a 2:41.5. Should go easily under that. With the swimmers spread across the pool, reason being is because this is the slowest seeded heat. It's a good time and a good swim from Hannah Poynton. The rest are nowhere.
Yeah, she's definitely swimming her own race here, but great time from her here, coming in at 2:26.31.
Wow.
Massive PB.
15 seconds, wow.
Happy Christmas.
Great swim.
She's definitely going to be happy with that swim now.
What do you want for Christmas, Hannah Poynton? I want 14 seconds off my PB.
Almost 2 seconds a length faster than her OPP.
Well done. And hopefully that'll be good enough for her to progress, because there's only 3 heats. The 2:26 should get her through. Get a second swim this evening. That was impressive.
So Sometimes that's the best way. Just get out fast, hang on.
Absolutely. Great confidence there for her now going into the final.
Is that what you teach if you were coaching?
What?
Would you be saying, get out first, try and hang on, or swim your own race tactically?
It really depends on the swimmer, to be honest. Like, you know, I go by what the swimmer feels, I guess, more comfortable with. Like I said earlier on, I definitely started off doing a 200 fly as coasting off other people and then bombing the last 50. But that's what kept me relaxed, and it's all about keeping yourself relaxed going into those races. Because the more tense you are going into a race, then you know the more you're going to tense up your muscles. You're not going to swim as well. So yeah, it's very much down to the individual. So that's what's great about having a kind of coach-swimmer relationship, is kind of having this back and forth. It's not always just what the coach tells the swimmer to do. It's definitely how the swimmer is feeling in regards to their race as well.
Well, you've got to go for it. Go for
Gotta
it.
go
Yeah,
for it.
from the start.
We're definitely going to have to get you out of retirement then. Swim a 200 fly.
That was my problem.
You can see one or two of the swimmers a bit wobbly legs as they got out of the pool. That's a tough event. 200 fly. That's heat 1 down. This is the heat 2 we go. There's your lineup.
Such a different event, short course or long course 200 fly, I'd imagine.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's so much easier to keep your rhythm on a long course 200 fly because, less turns, less kind of technical, less underwater. And yeah, you just don't get gassed as easily, to be honest. So it is a lot more difficult. I remember my first 200 fly, I actually swam in with a 200 IM short course. So yeah, it was an interesting race, to be honest.
A slight delay here for some reason. We're getting a.
There was something at the bottom of the pool there.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's hat came off.
Yeah, you can't see it in shot there, folks. But up to the right-hand side, we had a swimmer in the pool retrieving a cap. So that was our slight delay. As we move on now to heat 2 of 3 in the 200 fly for women. Impressive win in the opening heat there for Hannah Poynton in a 2:26.31. Georgina Walker goes in 0, then Hannah O'Connor in 1, Pippa Mulhall in 2, Hannah McCabery in 3, Kate Morris from Nova Centurion in 4, Burns Aitken from Banbridge in 5, Hazel Bentley in 6, Ruth Kelly 7, Eva Hand, the youngest swimmer, second youngest swimmer I should say, she's 14, Georgina Walker's only 13 in lane 0, and then it is from the Kingdom Swimming Club, the 18-year-old Mariana Mitseva.
The time from the last heat was 2:24, so keep an eye on that.
You can see there now, if you're just coming in to watch this swim meet for the first time, you can see that Arrowhead as the second seed has those who are the fastest qualifiers out to the outside lanes, so you get that Arrowhead effect. In the middle lanes, it's Kate Morris and Alana Burns Aitken, 16 and 17 years of age respectively. Not the greatest turns by Burn Aitken. Miscalculated that one. Lost about a body length. Got to spot your turns, don't you?
Yeah. Most important. We'll start lane 4. Sorry, John. She's Kate Morris is winning, but she'll be going so much faster. If you look at her breakout here, you know she's got a really good streamline, and then she just brings her hands apart at the very, very end.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
You know, that's costing her there.
Turns into that Superman streamline, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's costing her. You want to be streamlined the whole way right up until you begin to pull out.
Last 50 then in heat 2 of the 200 fly for women. Morris leads, Burns Aitken in second place, and Anna McGabbery of Lurgan up to third now, but it's quite a distance between the top 2 and third place.
These two clear ahead of the field. They'll be well under that 2:24 mark set in the last heat. 2:15.95, Kate Morris. 2:17.15 for Atkin Burns.
She's entered on a 2:15.14, so just outside her personal best, but that's consistency, and that should be good enough to make a final.
Second PB there for Alana Burns as well. Alana Burns-Aiken.
2:17 for her inside the 2:18, which she posted. Third was Hannah McGabry. Here's your 1, 2, 3. As we move it on to the final heat then, as we just see the end of the previous heat. Front two way ahead of the rest. Here's your lineup for the final heat. All present and correct then for this final heat of the women's 200 fly. Sarah Salai, 17-year-old, is in lane 0. Then Lucy O'Brien alongside her. Hannah Molloy, another Hannah O'Shea is in 3. Emma Erskine, Connie Phillips, Tony Jemison, Eva Bailey from New Ross, the 15-year-olds, promising junior actually, Eva. Rachel Marshall and Anna McKernan across the pool. That's your 10 swimmers in this, the final heat.
Connie Phillips taken out strong on a 30.2.
Sort of as we expected, those middle lanes leading the way. As John explained earlier, that arrowhead formation that the lanes are set out in, so the fastest swimmers will be in the middle lanes, and then the slower swimmers on the outside lanes. Right. Connie Phillips out in a 1:04.57. She's set herself up really nicely here. Just India was explaining earlier, just maintaining that rhythm, maintaining that rate. So difficult to do. Fitness comes into it. Technique.
Absolutely, she's staying strong with that breathing every one pattern though as well. Her undulation is staying strong, stroke is staying strong. If she can maintain this now for the last 50, she'll be staying in that clear water. Should hit a good time.
It's all about posting a good time. 50 to go then in the final heat of the women's 200 fly. Connie Phillips in lane 5. Alongside hers are Nova Centurion teammate Emma Erskine, 18 years of age. Connie is just 16. Good battle between the two teammates here as they come down the last 25 metres. It looks like Phillips is going to have enough in hand to take this win. The 2:15.95, fastest qualifier for the previous heat, just outside that time, and a 2:17 for Erskine, and third home was Hannah O'Shea.
Very smooth there, very smooth.
Yeah, great time there. It's a 2:16 after going out in a 1:04 for Connie. So a little bit of a drop off there. So she's going about a 1:12 for that second 100. So maybe if she can take it a little bit more relaxed into that final and come back a little bit stronger, she should be able to improve on that time.
This turns to the other end of the pool. Just have a look at our time. I'll get her through. Now we're going to move it on now to a completely new event, which is the men's 100 metres individual medley. This is the event that you can only swim, obviously, in a 25-metre pool, and all 4 disciplines involved here: backstroke, butterfly, breaststroke, and freestyle. Barry McClements involved here in lane number 5, the Paralympian. Conor Corbett and Marcus Bowen, I should say, of Kilkenny is in lane number 4, just the 3 competing in this, the opening heat. And because of the fact that we've got different strokes for different folks in the 4 lengths of the pool, lead can change quite dramatically in this.
Yeah, it's 100 medleys. It's a hectic, crazy event. There's no real tactics to it. It's just sprint each length, each stroke. But you will get exposed, especially you'll see breaststroke usually tends to be the weakest stroke for people.
It's a great event. It's really interesting. Like you said, you only really get it in the short course pools. But yeah, it will definitely be down to the turns and stuff. So who can hit those turns quite well. And you'll probably see whoever can touch first on that breaststroke length is most likely going to turn and be able to bomb that last length.
You can see butterfly to start. They'll move on to their back for the second length of the pool. It's the 25 now.
You know, you've 0 time to get sort of settled into any one of the 4 strokes, you know. By the time you've got settled into the backstroke here, they're going to be turning for breaststroke, so it's all over the place tactically.
That's McClements who leads this. At the 50-meter mark, onto the breaststroke leg they go.
You'll notice now as we go down through the heats as well, the different styles of how people are going to turn from their backstroke event onto their breaststroke event. And if they hit that right, they should be doing well. It's always that turn that people sometimes fail on in the 100-meter IM.
And McClements is obviously hampered by the fact that he's only got the one leg, and all the power in the breaststroke actually comes from the legs. And he is a Paralympian. But it's Bowen who's going to win it. Ooh.
Unusual finish.
Unusual finish is one way of putting it.
Yeah.
He just missed it. Look, he just there. Oops.
There's the wall there, mate. You don't need to keep going.
Like David said, yeah, he was only just getting into his rhythm, so he probably thought he was still going.
That's the line for Heat 2.
It's a great event to watch this.
It is,
like
yeah, it's
John
fun. It's a
said,
fun event, yeah.
It's only on short
Absolutely.
course, so.
It's quick, it's fast, and yeah, like you said, John, like you can't actually predict who's gonna take the lead because everything is so technical.
Irish record is held by Jack McMillan. 53-0.
It'll be the latter heats that we'll be really looking at for the gold, silver and bronze here. The likes of Owen Corby, Matt Hand, Finn McKeever. They're all coming up in latter heats. This is Heat 2 then. Wilmot, Lanigan, Pinchot Cooper, Lightchuck, Bowie, Davey, David Powell, Aaron Peng, and 14-year-old Ashley Weaver. Backstroke, pick a point in the ceiling, trying to keep that head nice and still as you hit the 50-meter mark, and onto the breaststroke they go. Conor Lanigan leads in 1 at the 50. He's going well actually, Lanigan, and 1 in the blue cap, closest to us. Last leg is the front crawl, and he still leads. Get the greatest of turns there, and he's actually lost the lead now.
In 6, good straight arm stroke.
David Powell in 6.
Great swim there from David Powell, 3-second PB. I really like the straight arm stroke coming into the wall.
That's his time, they're 1:03.32. Yeah, Lanigan dropped off. Allowed Power to come through to take the win. As I said, leads can change right throughout a 100 medley. Here's the next heat, and that's your lineup.
Absolutely, like David said, it's kind of that breaststroke leg, I guess. So David Power had a really good breaststroke leg on that last 25, which caught him up with the pack, and then yeah, turned and just bombed that last 25. So
Power nearest the camera in 0. McLear, French, Pokovikis. And then it's Black, Fane, Griffin, Mahan, Logan, and Wren from Trident. All junior swimmers, all below 17 years of age. This is the first heat. Up in lane number 9, Owen Wren.
Smoker.
yeah,
He leads at the 50. 28.09. Now, has he got enough of the breaststroke and the freestyle leg to hold on and take the win? Post a decent time for himself. Middle lanes are starting to come through with better breaststrokers. Breaststroke obviously isn't Rin's forte. He's lost the lead now.
Well, he's going to get it.
Oh, he might be still there.
Yeah, he got straight up and got straight into that leg kick, so he's got that power behind him. He could take it now.
Yeah, might have done him a disservice. Well done to Owen Wren out in lane 9. Outside Smoker wins 60.71. Slightly slower than the previous heat. Sorry, 63.71. My apologies.
63.7. Fist bump. Happy with that one. I think he was just praying for that breaststroke leg to be over, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Well,
Great swim though, yeah, 2 second PB.
2 second PB, yeah.
Absolutely, we're seeing some amazing PBs this morning.
On to the next heat we go then. 7 heats in total. This is 4. Here's your lineup. Cactolani out in 0. Partridge, Van Rensburg, Colac, Middleton, Flynn, Cabot, Garvey, Horgan, and Fionn Byrne. Again, all of these junior swimmers. Middleton with the fastest entry time of 64.16.
Lane 6 one very deep there. That's Artem Shobot. Very deep off the dive, but he's leading.
Lane 2, Van Rensburg of Trojan in Dublin. 28.46 at the midway split. These are where the medley races are usually won and lost on breaststroke.
Absolutely.
Julian staying strong on that breaststroke leg though, but we've got lane 1 coming up, Stanley behind him.
Yeah, Partridge has come from nowhere to take the lead in the silver cap. Closer to the picture.
Great aggression. He's going to get them.
Oh, he's got a real thrashy kind of overarm swim there, and he piled down that last 25. Good swim from him. From Partridge in a 1:02.1, and that's the fastest qualifier so far. He came from nowhere.
Took 0 prisoners there, did he? Just straight arm up the rate. Took us all by surprise there. Didn't even notice him. Great swim.
Again, another great PB from him there. Again, like 2.5 second drop off on 100 IM. And like you have to remind yourself as well, 2.5 seconds over 100 meters is a very significant PB.
A lot.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's a huge drop.
Yeah.
And that's what we said. It's a very unpredictable event, the 100 medley. I think it can change rapidly. I didn't see that coming. Stanley Partridge obviously said, yeah, well, I can do it. Brought it home very strong over that last 52. As we move on then to heat 5. We're getting faster progressively in terms of entry times as we move through these 7 heats. Cormac Rins in 3, Alfie Coogan, fastest entry time, 61.85 is in 4.
Great turn there, lane 6.
Yeah,
Sean
incredible
Paul Davis. Long transition there.
Our Maltese swimmer leads 26.80 for John Paul Davis.
I think he lost a bit of ground there on that last turn though. Going well into that back roll turn, but the breaststroke turn lost him about half a body length.
It really is a demon of an event, all right. This could be a good battle to finish down the last 25. Lanes 5 and 6, Byrne and Davis.
Chilcott lane 2, he's got it.
Yeah.
Chilcott lane 2.
Yeah, Chilcott lane 2 down below us. These outside lanes are surprising us this morning. He wins just outside the minute mark.
60.22 for him. That is way faster than anybody else this morning by about 2 seconds. You can see him with the orange cap there, one of our visiting swimmers. That's a good time for him, just outside the minute mark.
Got a big drop in time here now. Olympian Finn McGeever in lane 5.
Absolutely, and his teammate Jack Casson there beside him in lane 4.
Now we're getting into the serious swimmers, the last 2 heats of this 100-meter individual medley.
It's a great event to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great event. Yeah, it's just the way the race can turn. A lot of races can be a bit predictable, but certainly not in the 100 medley, even 200 as well. The way things change and the way the swimmers approach this in terms of their strengths on all 4 disciplines. That wasn't the greatest of turns from Jack Cashin.
Great turn.
But he has the lead as they come down to the 50-meter mark on the backstroke. Onto the breaststroke they go.
Great skills. Perfect
Absolutely.
skills so far from Jack Caston.
There's a nice whip over turn as well. He hits the water. It's great
Leaders in
flexibility and a great breaststroke leg from him. He's way ahead. 25 to go.
He's really attacking the walls, like literally like touch and go. And his transition between strokes is incredible.
Well, he's destroying this field. That is a huge margin of victory. What's his time? 55.25.
Great
BB.
swim.
Considering that he smacked the wall at the first turn, got a little bit of work to do on that one. He could have taken maybe another second off that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. 3 seconds clear of the field.
Absolutely. Great.
Been a nice film.
Miles ahead. Jack Cashin, the 18-year-old from the centre, National Centre in Limerick. Shows a clean pair of heels to everybody behind.
Absolutely. You know, we were talking about tactics before when it came to the 200 fly, but I absolutely agree with David on this one. It's like, just go for it. Just go for those 4 lengths. And that's what Jack Caston just did.
We've seen Owen Corby already in action in the 100 metres breaststroke, and here he is again in lane 4. A 20-year-old from Limerick, teammate of Jack Cashin.
See lane 5, Evan Bailey is more of a freestyle specialist. Owen Corby more breaststroke, so it'll be interesting to see how they kind of stack up against each other.
As we mentioned already, the Irish record stands at a 53 points to Jack McMillan. Jack not swimming in this event here this year.
Nice first length there by Evan Bailey on the fly. Turning well.
55.25 previous heat. Jack Cashin, fastest qualifier thus far. Halfway mark onto the breaststroke leg they go. Bailey leads, Corby in second place, but he's the breaststroke specialist and he's going to eat the ground up. Corby over this length.
He'll just be raging, he's only got a length. But yeah, he's caught that right back up. I think Bailey will take this one.
Evan Bailey looking really relaxed on this last 25.
Maybe a good scalp to beat Corby, he's done it.
55.68 for Evan Bailey. 56.3 Owen Corby.
Bailey's through to the final, all right. Pretty
That'll be a good race tonight.
Yeah, pretty close to Caston's time, so that they'll advance. But just a little marker set down there by Evan Bailey to Owen Corby.
Main thing I noticed there was spotting the walls. The best swimmers are spotting the walls there, especially that breaststroke to freestyle. So important you get it right, because you don't have much momentum on the breaststroke, so you have to make sure that you're not losing any momentum going into that freestyle.
Absolutely. Pretty similar times there between Evan Bailey and Jack Caston from the previous heat, only about 0.5 between them. But as you'll probably see in the final, is Jack Caston, when it goes from that back roll to breaststroke turn, like he can really flip that. So that's where Evan Bailey lost a little bit of ground, so it'll be an interesting final to see.
Yeah, it'll be a great race.
Yeah.
Caston's the fastest qualifier, then Bailey and Corby, Matt Hands through.
Dermot Sutton in 10th place in a 59.88. So that's the end of that prelims, and we're moving in now into the women's. We've got 6 heats, and there's your lineup for heat 1. Just 3 swimmers, all 15 years of age, across lanes 3, 4, and 5. This is the last of our individual events. We're going to move into a set of relays after this. Dervla Brady in 3, Rena McCormick in 4, then Amelia Joyce in lane number 5. They're only 15 years of age, these swimmers. In fact, of the early heats, they're all junior swimmers, most of them 15 years of age. Down to 13, actually. You see one in the next heat, and Orna Higgins is only 13, and Isabel Mooney as well. But again, as we mentioned, like the men, this race can change throughout. Depends on how strong you are in individual strokes.
Yeah, tough going in these heats, so there's not many swimmers in it. Yeah, all about that rate on the freestyle. Just get the rate up, go for it.
Yeah, strong swim here from Amelia Joyce, just coming in. Well under a PB, I'd say.
Yeah, well under 109, entry time of 112.
Dervla Brady just coming into the power swimmer, coming into the freestyle leg now.
She's had a shot for the moment. It's the 1-2 as we wait for the power swimmer. Dervla Brady in lane 3 to finish.
There you go, coming in.
There she is.
Shot now. Every time's 150. Let's see if she can get under that. Yeah, 148.0. Great swim. 2-second PB. Take that.
That's all you can ask for. Nearly 2.5 seconds quicker than our entry time. Well done, Dervla Brady. Heat 2 of 6. Again, all junior swimmers. I mentioned 2 13-year-olds in this. Ruby Swinburne swims for Dolphin. And Ruby Marley, Temple Oak. Abril Allende for Trojan in Dublin. Our Maltese visitor, Michaela Portelli, goes in 4. Then Alicia Dempsey in 5. Higgins is in 6 for Dolphin, second of the Dolphin swimmers. At lone represented by Nicola Brennan, and then Isabel Mooney from Shark out in lane 8.
Very aggressive stroke in lane 4. Michaela Portelli on the fly. Backstroke so important to keep your head still. You know, minimize that unnecessary movement. Really close here.
Yeah, I'll definitely be down to this breaststroke leg now. We've got an even pack across the field.
Can't split this one at all.
Portelli's got some work to do on her backstroke. You mentioned, David, that you need to keep your head pretty still. She bobs a lot around in the water, so it's a lot to learn for the Maltese swimmer. She's been overtaken now, lane 3. Abril Allende from the Trojan Club in Dublin.
Really tidy swim there. PB again. PBs everywhere.
Yeah, you can only swim as quick as you possibly can and pop in a few PBs, and that's 2-second PB as well for her. Allende, 1:10.89. There's the finish. Good swim up in lane 8 as well.
It's funny how they were so close, they were almost blanket on the breaststroke, and then by the end of the freestyle there, it was a lot more jagged. So it just shows you that breaststroke to freestyle transition, so important.
Absolutely, the amount of ground that can be picked up on that breaststroke leg alone. So if people are here looking to transfer into the 200 or the 400 IM, you can see where their weak points are, I guess, in the 100 IM and where they need to work on.
This is heat 3 of 6, 100 IM. Kelly Connell Walsh, Rock Dunn Jacobs, Lynch Ryan O'Connor, and Murphy. Yellow cap lane 5 has this lead. Lorgan swimmer, the 13-year-old Leah Jacobs, leads at the 50. In fact, she's just been pipped by the swimmer in 1, Kate Kelly from Shark. This is all about the breaststroke.
Absolutely, we've got Leah Connell coming in from Athlone Swimming Club, really taking it hard out in that breaststroke.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle between her and lane 4. Alexi Dunn from Dolphin, the 13-year-old in the centre lane. Should get the call here.
Close race there at the finish.
As fast as we've seen so far, 68 points for both of those, and a glide-in finish for Dunn there. I think there's more in the tank.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes a glide finish can actually, it may look slower, but sometimes it's actually faster because you're the most streamlined when you're gliding like that. So it's about finding that balance, that right sort of balance between gliding and taking another stroke.
Yeah, I think there's more though from Dunn this evening. I think should go well under that, I think. Heat 4 now. Getting progressively quicker as we go through these heats. 3 to go before we move into the relays. I'll just say that the relays will be finals.
Are they finals, are they?
Yeah.
Great finals.
Shannon Byrne, lane 4. Taking this out. Good turn. Breaststrokes where it's won and lost. All these girls will be looking to make the final tonight, so.
Absolutely, we've got Izzy McGrath making ground there on the breaststroke.
It's all about getting your hand on the wall.
It's a lot closer across the pool now as you get quicker seated entries. It's a blanket finish here.
Can't call it. McGrath.
108.91.
It was under 0.3 between first and fifth there. Can't split that at all.
Absolutely not.
0.3 between first and sixth, sorry. Just shows you how important those skills are. Difference between first and sixth. 0.3.
Absolutely, but what you said as well, that breaststroke kind of just grabbing ground, like Izzy McGrath turned, I think, fourth there, and then coming onto that breaststroke leg, matching her component there, Shannon Byrne, and then touching in first. Amazing swim.
2 more heats.
Yeah, I saw Niamh Coyne already in the women's 100 breaststroke. She's back now for the 100 IM. She's in 5. Ellen Walsh also back in the water after her long break away from swimming. She's in lane number 3. Saw her as well in action in the 100 breaststroke, and the more action she sees in the water,
the better it'll be for her. She's in lane number 3.
Amazing start there from Ellen Walsh. Literally fly really strong, and then that back roll turn, absolutely incredible.
That's a phenomenal start from Walsh.
Yeah, we saw her in the breaststroke earlier, but the medley's more her thing.
Coach Brian Sweeney will be here. Sorry, David. Coach Brian Sweeney will be here watching her. This is her favourite stroke, the breaststroke. It's good from Walsh. Last 25 for her is the freestyle.
Great skills. You see why she's an Olympian. Easiest 100 medley you'll see.
Oh, that's a good time. Ellen Walsh is entering on a 64 point. She's popped in a 62.03. Already seen her in the 100 breaststroke, but that's good from Ellen Walsh. It's good to see her back, the 21-year-old.
Absolutely strong swim from her there, and to be honest, it actually looked incredibly relaxed as well, so I feel like she's got a lot more in the tank for this evening's final as well.
It's always interesting seeing the breaststroke specialists in medley, I think. Seeing how it compares, how much ground they can make up.
Well, look at she got behind her. She got Grace Davidson and Niamh Coyne as well. So very good swim from Ellen Walsh. She's one of the top swimmers in Tennessee University. Unfortunately, hasn't been in the water for a very long time. Missed the European Championships this year. Slow progression back. And we're into an Olympic cycle now again. And let's see how Ellen Walsh gets on in the final tonight as we move into the final heat then. We've seen Bethany Firth already in action. She's back in lane 2. Molly Main was also involved in the 100 breaststroke. She's in lane 4 here. Danielle Hill, the Olympian, is in 6.
This will be an interesting one. We'll see Danielle Hill do 100 medley that often, so.
Great underwater there from Molly Main, taking about half a body length ahead of the pack.
Yeah, she's a breaststroker as well, so she's going to be tough to beat here.
Jenna McDougall from UCD out there in lane 5, she's holding on strong. Her stroke wouldn't be breaststroke, would be more fly and back roll, but if she can hold on.
Look at that. Such an advantage having a great breaststroke.
Well, lane 4 is going to bring them home. Molly Main, no surprise there. And
great swim, 101.4, faster than what Ellen went.
She's the fastest qualifier then. Jenna McDougall in a 63.74. There's your times.
It'll be a great battle tonight.
Ah. Team 10 below this evening, huh?
Danielle Hill down in 4th there, 105.2. See if that's enough to get back. Yeah, it is, yeah, 4th. There you go, Molly Main leading the way, Ellen Walsh. 2nd, and 15-year-old Grace Davison. Young talent from Orange in 3rd there, so that'll be a great race tonight.
If you want to get all the results, it's on live timing or the Meet Mobile app. Search 2022 Irish National Winter Championships. Heats at 9:30 in the morning. We've got the finals at 5. But we're going to have our first of our finals. Now, these are timed finals for relays. We'll have 2 heats, but it's all about time.
Relays are the best part of swimming, in my opinion.
Can't beat the atmosphere when a relay team starts to walk out onto the bank. Especially a 4x50, it's so fast, it's so quick. So just like we said kind of in previous events, like the changeover on who's leading can really change from swimmer to swimmer.
So 2 heats, is that right?
2
heats, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always feel the change of atmosphere, can't you? It's highly charged.
Absolutely, it's such obviously an individual sport swimming, but then when you get the team together and you've got 4 swimmers, and it's just a completely different atmosphere on the pool bank.
You can always get something out of yourself on a relay that you couldn't on an individual. Robbie Powell here for Athlone, lane 4.
Yeah, they all do 2 lengths of the pool each. It's the 200 freestyle relay. This is heat 1. It's timed finals though, so we'll have to work out over the 2 heats who's taking the gold, silver and bronze. Sligo in 2. Splashworth Sharks are in 3. Athlone led away by Robbie Powell's in 4. Bangor in 5. Then Hamilton are visiting swimmers in 6. And their second squad is in 7.
It's all about spotting that takeover.
Robbie Powell leads Athlone through in 23.43. Hands it over to the second swimmer, which is Kyle Fagan.
It's all about not losing momentum, try and breathe as little as possible. This is really, really tight.
Hamilton Aquatics in lane 6 gained some good ground there on their second leg.
Midway point. Hamilton 1, Athlone 2. Hamilton 2 in 3, out in lane number 7. Mark Rocket in the water. Rocket by name, Rocket by nature for Athlone in lane 4. It's the final handover.
Watch the takeover. Yeah, good. It's going to be all about the time. They're clearing this one, but it'll be what time they can set for the next heat.
It's Daniel Daly in the water, the 16-year-old for Hamilton in lane 6. Looks like their second squad, with Sebastian Chilcott's going to take second place, and Athlone relegated to 3rd. Dara Rusk finishing for them, and that's heat 1 down. The winning time there, 1:33.90. So that's what the second heat have to beat to take the gold.
Yeah, they've laid down the gauntlet there, 1:33.9. So it'll be interesting to see next. Got some big clubs, NAC, Limerick, Lisburn, Orange as well in lane 2. This was probably my favourite event to race when I swam.
Absolutely, Sheer holding the record there with Bangor back in 2019, 1:27.70.
Just to the right hand side of your screen there, you can see the different clubs. So it's Larne 0, then New Ross, Ards, Nova Centurion, the local NAC club, led away by Matthew Walsh Hussey in lane 4, Limerick in 5, Erlingus in 6, Lisburn in 7, then Coolmine, the Dublin club, in lane 8, and Dolphin in lane 9. So 1:33.90, previous heat, lane 6, the Hamilton Aquatics A squad. That was the fastest time. They've got to go quicker than that to medal.
A lot of slapping going on. I don't know if you can hear it on the stream. Getting pumped up for this one.
Absolutely, Dave. Like you said before, it's completely different swimming on a relay. You can always give that extra 10%, so you can see the hype is a lot more on a relay a lot of the time compared to individual events.
So here we go then. It's the men's 200 short course freestyle relay. 2 lengths of the pool each. Larne, New Ross, Ards, Nova Centurion, NAC, Limerick, Erlingus, Lisburn, Coolmine, Dolphin.
I remember Robbie Powell led off the last relay in 23.4, was it? So try and compare. Just like lane 1.
Yeah, it's real splash and dash for these. Hit the wall. Who's leading? New Ross, lane 1, Evan Bailey.
This is tight.
My word, it's going to be hard to separate this lot. Coming through the centre lane, lane 4 is the NAC, the local club. Oisin Tebbit hands it over to Thomas O'Neill, the 18-year-old.
Lane 5 now. The lead's changed 3 or 4 times. Limerick.
Isaac.
Limerick, you got the lead.
Isaac Fitzmaurice is going to be the last in the water for the NAC. Limerick, though, lead it. Simon Barrett takes over from Senan Noonan. Oh, that's Limerick, I should say. That's Aer Lingus. They don't have the list of the swimmers for us for Limerick, but they lead in lane 5. Well, look at this for a finish. Is it lane 3? Lane 3 and 4 together.
Oh.
And Nova win it. 1:33.40, and they're quicker than the fastest in the previous heat. So they'll take the gold.
NAC as well, quicker I think as well, 1:33.5.
If we're working it out, it's Nova, NAC, and then for the first
Hamilton.
heat,
Was it Hamilton?
Hamilton
Yeah.
would take the bronze, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think that was great. So close. Those margins of the takeovers, so important.
We have a couple of medal ceremonies to bring you. We're going to hand that down to Andrew Bree, who's on the deck, to bring you those. And we'll be back for the second of our 3 sessions today at around 12 o'clock. But just from working out ourselves, because we haven't got the full 1, 2, 3 yet, it looks like it's Nova Centurion who've won the gold, NAC in second place, and third home, the first of the Hamilton Aquatics in Dubai swimmers. So, say, medal presentation is going to be handed out now, or in a few minutes' time after the women's. We'll be handing it down to Andrew Bree very shortly for those. So, anyway, this is the women's, and this will wrap it up for the morning session, pretty much, before we come back in about half an hour's time for those longer races, the 800s. So Shark in 3, New Ross in 4, and Dolphin in 5. Ollie Butler in for New Ross in 4, and Ruby Swinburne in for Dolphin. And it's Isabel Mooney in lane number 3 for Shark.
And again, these girls just trying to set a time. Try and get in the medals.
Shark lead at the first 50. Amelia Joyce is in for them now, closest to the picture. Good turn from her. There's about a half a body length lead now as they come down to the halfway mark. Again, these are timed finals, so we got the 2 heats. Fastest time takes the gold. Shark continue to lead.
Yeah, very tight. Like Sharks maintaining the lead.
Niamh Connery, who's in for Shark, but they're being hunted down by New Ross. Onto the last leg they go.
Oh, great takeover in lane 4, New Ross. Look at that. Underwater transition was excellent.
New Ross in lane 4, Katie Kelly in for Shark. In lane number 3, she's been caught now by Dolphin, but it's a very impressive swim for New Ross, who take the victory there in a 1:52.66. They'll have to wait for the second heat.
Yeah, a bit of a short finish there for New Ross swimmer, but 1:52.6 is the time to beat.
You can see the difference in the power from a leg kick can change like the lead in a relay. So that last New Ross swimmer there, her leg drive was absolutely incredible. That's what gave her that body length distance ahead of the pack.
Definitely. Big clubs here, Ards, Larne, Limerick as well. Dolphin Swim Club, who recently won Club of the Year at the Swim Ireland Awards.
Busy morning for Danielle Hill. She goes
Number 1 for Larne in lane 5. Portmarnock Sunday as well, Nova Centurion. Ards Larne with Hill in the water, Limerick, Dolphin, and Terranure, Sophie Nolan, the 17-year-old in lane 8. Hill has set a blistering pace in the first of these 50-meter swims. She's got about 3/4 of a body length lead as they hit the 50. Hill hands it over to Kathleen McCaw.
Yeah, Danielle holds the water so well, you know, beautiful to watch.
Time to beat 1:52.66.
Got that club record of 1:44.72 as well, set by Ards.
Halfway point. Larne still lead. Sophie Doran coming in next for them. Ards in second. Portmarnock closest to us, the yellow cap there. They're in third. Might sniff a chance of a medal here, actually.
Ards creeping up here. They got Victoria Catterson going last as well. With big experience.
Lane 4 just taking the lead now.
Last 50. Ards have taken the lead, and they got Ciara Fletcher in the water for them. Or it's a Vicky Catterson for Ards. Going to bring this home and take the win with Larne in second place. Hill gave them a good start, but just couldn't hold off Ards. 1:44. I was going to say, will they be close from the first, or close to the first heat time of 1:52.66? They've destroyed that. 1:44.03
from that heat.
Yeah, it's an Irish senior record too. That's a club time, isn't it?
Yeah, broke it by 0.7.
The previous record was by Ards too. 1:44.72, set last year. That's great to get an Irish senior record on the first morning of this 3-day meet. 1:44.72, the previous record. It's been bettered now by 0.69 of a second as Ards take the gold medal in the women's.
Yeah, gold, silver and bronze all came from that heat there. Ards, Larne, Nova.
All right, we're going to take a little break, as I mentioned, and we have some medal presentations to bring you. Andrew Bree, who is our floor announcer down here, is going to take them over. So myself, India and Dave are going to take a little break and be back around 12 o'clock for the 800 races. They're mixed, but more to come a little later on.
Okay, we are ready to present our medals. So our medals today will be presented by Olympian Danielle Hill from Larne Swimming Club. Thanks very much, Danielle, for taking time out to present medals today. Our first presentation will go to our men's relay teams. We are looking for the teams from Nova, NAC, Hamilton, Limerick and Aer Lingus. Okay, presenting a bronze medal to our team from us. Thanks very much to Olympian Danielle Hill here, taking time out of her warm downs, warm ups and her morning swims to present medals. Bronze awarded to the team from Aer Lingus, Harry Winston, Senan Noonan and Simon Barrett. We will present commemorative medals to the team from Hamilton. So that's the team from Hamilton, Jan Springer, Leith Saber, Nicholas Rutherford and Danielle Daly. And moving on to a silver medal presentation to our team from Limerick. And we're going to present a commemorative gold to our team from Nova Centurion over here visiting from the UK. Tom Truman, Tom Page, Daniel I. Nichols and Ali Azamil. Moving on to our Bliss, our Irish short course champion for 2022 from Irish Winter Championships. Our team from NAC. Our swimmers are Matthew Walsh-Hussey, Oisin Tebbit, Thomas O'Neill and Isaac Fitzmaurice. Thanks very much, gentlemen. Thanks very much, Danielle. We are now going to present medals to our women's 200 freestyle relay teams. So, presenting a bronze medal to the team from Dolphin. Our swimmers are Laura Killen, Izzy McGrath, Heather Fain and Hannah O'Shea. Congratulations, ladies. Daniel presenting medals to our bronze medalists and the commemorative bronze to our team from Nova Centurion over here from the UK. Iona Colbert, Connie Phillips, Rose Gubbins and Kira Fletcher. And we're going to present silver medals to our team from Larne. So Danielle's actually going to present a medal to herself here. So we have our swimmers from Larne, Danielle Hill, Caitlin McCaw, Sophie Doran and Maya Niblock, the team from Larne. Congratulations, ladies. And thanks very much, Danielle. And presenting a gold medal, Danielle is going to step down from the podium to present a gold medal to our team from Ards. Congratulations, ladies. Medals to Grace Davison, Zafia Quigley, Ellie McCartney and Victoria Catterson. Our 2022 Irish Winter Championships champion team in the women's 200 metre freestyle relay. Thanks very much, ladies. Congratulations. That concludes our medal presentation.